What if I told you that becoming wealthy doesn't require a six-figure salary or a lucky break? Just a few simple habits. The Richest Man in Babylon shows you how. If I had to sum up the book in 3 sentences, it would be this. First, wealth begins with the simple habit of saving a portion of your income before spending on anything else. Second, money grows when you invest it wisely, allowing compounding to work its magic over time. Third, financial freedom comes from spending less than you earn and focusing on what truly matters. Hi, I'm Shannon, your barefoot librarian. After years as a librarian, English teacher, and holistic nutritionist with a master's degree in education, I can confirm most nonfiction is 90% fluff. But when a book actually delivers, I become your personal footnote detective, digging into the wisdom, testing the principles, and breaking down only the underlying worthy insights. And today, we're unlocking The Richest Man in Babylon, a 100-year-old book that still holds the key to building wealth. No hype, no hustle, just the good stuff. This book completely changed my mindset about money. I used to think wealth building was complicated, but George Clason's parables made it feel simple and achievable. The idea of paying yourself first was a game changer for me. It's such a small habit, but it can transform your financial future. So how did I discover the book? When my husband and I first started dating, finances were not my forte. Budgeting felt overwhelming, investing sounded like a foreign language, and the whole topic kind of terrified me. But my husband, who's always been a numbers guy, casually slid this tiny book my way. Less than 200 pages, packed with ancient Babylonian parables. Through stories about a man named Arkad, it broke down the basics of wealth building in a way that finally clicked for me. It wasn't just about money, it shifted how I saw my choices and goals. Years later, after reading stacks of finance books, this little gem still holds a special place in my heart. This book distills timeless financial wisdom into 9 core principles that can change the way you think about money. Today, I'm breaking down the 9 life-changing lessons I learned from The Richest Man in Babylon. Whether you're just starting out or need a financial reset, these principles are simple but powerful, and they might just transform your financial future. Lesson 1, pay yourself first. The first rule of wealth building is simple. Pay yourself first. Before you pay bills, buy groceries, or splurge on that latte, set aside 10% of your income. Think of it as an automatic 10% raise for your future self. Now, you might wonder,
why should I save before paying for essentials like bills and groceries?
Here's the thing. If you wait until the end of the month to save, there's often nothing left. Life has a way of filling the gaps in our budgets, and unexpected expenses always seem to pop up. By paying yourself first, you're making your future a priority, just as important as keeping the lights on or food on the table. When I started, I set up an automatic transfer to move 10% of my paycheck into a savings account. At first, I wondered,
how much is this gonna hurt?
Turns out it didn't, and after a year, I had over $4,000 saved without even trying. It felt like magic. By paying yourself first, you're giving your savings the time it needs to grow through compound interest. Just like a tree grows stronger and taller over time, even small, consistent contributions can grow into something substantial with patience and discipline. Lesson 2, live below your means. It's time to talk about the B word. That's right, budget. While this may sound like a drag to my spender friends, it is your license to spend. Seriously, your budget is totally yours. You are the boss. You get to tell every dollar exactly where to go. Spending less than you earn is the foundation of financial freedom. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about making intentional choices so you can live the life you want, both now and in the future. Living below your means isn't just about saving money, it's about creating options. When you spend less than you earn, you can build an emergency fund for life's little surprises, save for big goals like a dream vacation or a down payment on a home, and reduce stress and gain peace of mind knowing you are in control of your finances. Think of it like this. Every dollar you don't spend on something unnecessary is a dollar you can put towards something that truly matters to you. And it all starts with distinguishing between needs and wants. But even within needs, there's room to make smarter choices. For most people, the 3 biggest expenses each month are housing, food, and transportation. So finding ways to lower those can give your effort the most bang for your buck. For example, when my husband and I bought a duplex, we cut our mortgage in half by renting out the upper level. Sure, we could have bought a fancier place, but this decision gave us a lot of financial breathing room. For food, you need to eat, but dining out every meal is a choice. By cooking at home or meal prepping, you can dramatically slice your food bill. And with transportation, I get it. You need to get around. But a used car or public transport can save you thousands compared to a brand new car. Start small, win big. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Start with one area, like cutting unused subscriptions or cooking one extra meal a week at home. And build from there. Small changes add up over time. For example, saving just $50 a month on dining out and $30 a month on subscriptions adds up to $960 a year. That's enough for a weekend getaway or a good head start on your emergency fund. Pro tip, turn budgeting into a game. Challenge yourself to find creative ways to spend and reward yourself when you hit milestones. Name your savings account something motivating like Freedom Fund or Dream Vacation to keep yourself inspired. Lesson 3, invest wisely. Like I said before, investing used to terrify me. I didn't understand it and I was worried about losing my hard-earned money. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be scary. You don't need to be a Wall Street expert to get started. You just need to start small and keep it simple. If you're curious about investing but don't know where to start, index funds are like training wheels for your money. Imagine them as a pre-mixed sampler of stocks that mirrors a big market index. Say the S&P 500, which bundles together the 500 top earning companies in the United States. Instead of stressing over picking winning stocks, which feels like gambling to me, you're basically betting on the whole team. That diversification means if one company stumbles, the others will most likely balance it out for you. When I started investing, every market dip sent me into a mini panic. But over time, I reframed it. If the market drops, everything is just on sale, so I keep buying like usual. Win! When it rises, my portfolio grows. Another win. Sure, the market's like a moody friend, but history shows it climbs over time. You get to relax knowing your money's growing while you're busy living life. Pro tip, keep it simple. Start small and stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting. As Clason says, gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. Rather poetic, right? Lesson 4. Protect your wealth. Protecting your wealth is just as, if not more, important than growing it. Think of it like building a sandcastle. You wouldn't let the tide wash it away, right? To do this, first, avoid get-rich-quick schemes. We've all seen them. Promises of overnight riches, guaranteed returns, or secret strategies that sound too good to be true. And they are. I once got an email saying I'd won $1 million. All I had to do was send 500 in to claim my prize. Yeah, right, I deleted that faster than you can say scam. The golden rule. If it feels confusing, overly complicated, or too good to be true, it's probably a trap. Stick to investments and opportunities you can clearly understand and explain. Seriously, if you cannot explain an investment to a 5th grader, you probably shouldn't be putting your money into it. Whether it's stocks, real estate, or cryptocurrency, always do your homework before diving in. And there is no shame in saying,
I don't get this, so I'm not going to risk my money on it.
confidence comes from understanding, not guesswork. Also, watch out for high fees. Some investments, like certain mutual funds, charge high fees that quietly eat into your returns over time. For example, a 2% annual fee might not sound like much, but over 20 years, it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost growth. Stick to low-cost options like index funds or ETFs, exchange-traded funds, which often have fees as low as 0.04% per year. Every dollar you save on fees is a dollar that stays in your pocket and grows over time. Pro tip, consult a fiduciary. If you're unsure about an investment or financial decision, talk to a financial advisor who is a fiduciary. Unlike other advisors, fiduciaries are legally required to put your best interests first. They can help you navigate complex decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Protecting your wealth isn't about being paranoid, it's about being smart and intentional with your choices. Start today by asking yourself, are there any investments or opportunities I don't fully understand? Is my portfolio diversified enough to weather a market downturn? And am I paying unnecessary fees that could be costing me thousands over years? Take one small step today to protect what you've built. As the saying goes, better a little caution than a great regret. Lesson 5, own your own home, but know what you're signing up for. This section of the book is a bit nuanced. Owning a home feels like the ultimate way to make your money work for you, right? It's an asset that hopefully appreciates over time, and if you rent out part of it, it can even generate passive income. Sounds dreamy, but home ownership isn't always a fairy tale, and it's not for everyone. When my husband and I bought our house, we followed Clason's advice to save diligently and live within our means. We didn't overextend ourselves for a Pinterest-worthy dream home. Instead, we bought something practical that allowed us to rent out the upper level. That rental income now helps offset our mortgage, but let me tell you, it was not an overnight win. In the beginning, most of our mortgage payments went toward interest, not principal. And then there were the surprises. Electrical issues, a septic nightmare, broken appliances, and the time our tenant decided to stop paying rent but refused to move out. And that's just to name a few. Fun times, right? The real benefit of home ownership is this. One day you'll own the property outright and won't be at the mercy of a landlord. But getting there takes time, patience, and a solid financial foundation. If you're thinking about buying a home, here are a few things to keep in mind. First, save for a down payment. Start small, but start now. Even a little save today gets you closer to owning your home. Action beats waiting for perfect. I'll be honest, my husband and I rushed into buying with a tiny down payment, and man, do I wish we'd aimed for 20%. Why? Because skipping that magic number means you're stuck with PMI, private mortgage insurance, a monthly
Oops, you're risky.
fee that lenders charge until you've paid down enough of your loan. Here's the kicker. In theory, PMI disappears once you hit 20% equity. But we crossed that threshold ages ago and still have to play phone tag with our lender to ditch the charge. Don't let this scare you though. Every dollar you save is a win. If 20% feels out of reach, start with 5%. Just know the trade-offs. Future you will thank past you for any head start. Second, buy within your means. Don't let FOMO push you into a house that strains your budget. A smaller, affordable home is better than a lavish one that leaves you house poor. Third, plan for the long term. Homeownership is a marathon, not a sprint. Focus on building equity over time, even if progress feels slow. And don't forget, owning a home comes with ongoing costs like maintenance, repairs, and property taxes. Make sure you're prepared for the long haul. That said, renting can be smart too. Owning a home isn't the only path to financial stability. If you're in a season of life where flexibility is more important than stability, or if you're not ready for the financial responsibilities, renting can be a fantastic choice. The key is to make intentional decisions that align with your goals, just like our God, the richest man in Babylon. If you're considering home ownership, take a moment to reflect. Are you financially ready for the upfront and ongoing costs? Does buying a home align with your long-term goals? And are you prepared for the responsibilities that come with owning property? Lesson 6, plan for retirement and let time do the heavy lifting. Retirement might feel far off, but the earlier you start, the easier it will be. Think of it like planting a tree. The sooner you plant it, the more time it has to grow. Okay guys, here is where the wealth multiplier comes in. The Money Guy Show explains that every dollar you invest in your 20s has the potential to grow significantly more than a dollar invested in your 30s, 40s, or beyond, thanks to the magic of compound interest. Let's break it down with a story. Meet Haley. She's 20 years old, just starting her career, and decides to invest $1,000 this year. Assuming a 10% annual rate of return, her initial $1,000 could grow to $88,350 by the time she turns 65 and is ready to retire. That's an 88x return on her investment. Now, let's say Haley waits until she's 30 to start investing. That same $1,000 might only grow to $23,060 by the time she's ready to tap into it at age 65, a 23x return. And if she waits until she's 40, that $1,000 could be worth just $7,340. A 7x return. The lesson: time is your greatest ally when it comes to building wealth. Starting early gives your money more time to grow, which means you can save less overall and still end up with more later. Here's the kicker. Every year you wait diminishes your potential returns. That $5 pizza you buy today might seem harmless enough, but when you consider that $5 invested at age 20 could grow to $440 by retirement, it starts to look a little different. Now, this isn't to say you should never have fun when you're young. Not at all. Life is about balance. Enjoy the pizza, take the trip, and make memories. But be mindful of the fact that time is so on your side right now. The earlier you start investing, even small amounts, the more your future self will thank you. Wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. The first copper you save is the seed from which your tree of wealth shall grow. Lesson 7, increase your earning power. Your earning potential isn't fixed. It's something you can grow. By improving your skills and knowledge, you can unlock higher income opportunities and accelerate your wealth building. Here's how to get started. Invest in yourself. Take courses or certifications in high demand skills like coding, digital marketing, or data analysis. Platforms like Skillshare, Coursera, or LinkedIn Learning offer affordable, high quality courses to help you upskill. Advance in your career. Seek promotions or negotiate raises at your current job. Document your achievements, build a case for your value, and don't be afraid to ask for what you're worth. Explore side hustles. Freelancing, consulting, or starting a small business can supplement your income and diversify your skills. As a young teacher making barely enough to cover my monthly bills, I started side hustling on nights and weekends. And over time, I more than doubled my income. It wasn't easy, it required discipline and sacrifice, but the payoff was worth it. Not only did it boost my bank account, but it also gave me confidence and new skills that I could apply in other areas of my life. Pro tip, don't wait for opportunities to come to you. Actively seek out ways to grow your skills and income. Even small steps like taking a course or starting a side hustle can lead to big results over time. Lesson 8, seek wise counsel. Why reinvent the wheel? One of the smartest things you can do is learn from others. Think of it like using a GPS instead of wandering around with a paper map. You can tap into communities. Online forums like Reddit's Our Personal Finance or Bogleheads are gold mines of advice. People share their wins, losses, and everything in between, so you don't have to learn the hard way. You can learn from the pros. Books and podcasts are like having a mentor on demand. Some of my favorites include I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Remy Sethi and the Money Guy Show podcast. Finally, consider professional help. If your finances feel overwhelming or you're dealing with something specific like taxes or retirement planning, a financial advisor can be worth their weight in gold. Just make sure they're a fiduciary, someone legally required to act in your best interest. Pro tip, follow financial influencers like Remy Sethi or Dave Ramsey for bite-sized practical advice. They're great at keeping you motivated and reminding you that financial freedom is possible, even if it feels far off. Advice is one thing that is freely given away, but watch that you take only what's worth having. Lesson 9, avoid debt. It's a buzzkill. Debt is like that uninvited guest who shows up at your financial party, eats all the snacks, and leaves you with a big mess to clean up. Just for kicks and giggles, let's take a look at the true cost of a car loan. Say you take out a $30,000 car loan with 5% interest rate over 5 years, which is 60 months. Here's what that might actually look like. Monthly payment, $566. Interest paid over the course of the loan, $3,967. Total cost of the car loan, $33,967. Sounds reasonable, right? But here's the kicker. Cars lose value the moment you drive them off the lot. On average, a new car depreciates 20% in the first year and about 60% over 5 years. So after your 5-year car loan is paid off, your once $30,000 car might only be worth $12,000. That means you've paid $33,967 for an asset now worth $12,000. Ouch. Okay, so why does this matter? Because that $21,967 difference could have been invested somewhere else, like in a retirement fund or a down payment on a house. Think back to our chat on the wealth multiplier and how much that could have grown to based on your age. Instead, it's essentially gone, leaving you with less financial flexibility and fewer options for the future. If you're already dealing with debt, don't beat yourself up. Everyone's financial journey is different, and the fact that you're watching this means you're already taking steps in the right direction. The key is to learn from the past, make a plan, and move forward. If you have debts, you are a slave to your creditors. You are not free. You are not your own master. Here's how to avoid letting debt take over your financial life. Use credit cards like a pro, or skip them altogether. If you choose to use credit cards, pay off the balance in full every month. Otherwise, interest charges will sneak up on you like a ninja. Say no to loans for shiny things. That new car, designer handbag, or latest gadget might look tempting, but if you can't afford it with cash, it's probably not worth the debt hangover. When it comes to tackling debt, 2 strategies rise to the top, and they're simpler than they sound. First, the debt snowball method is all about quick wins. Picture this. You focus on paying off your smallest debt first while keeping the minimum payments on all the rest. Once that's gone, you roll the money you were putting in it toward the next smallest debt. It's like knocking over dominoes. Each victory fuels your momentum, which is golden if you thrive on instant gratification. On the flip side, the debt avalanche is for the optimizers out there. Here, you attack the debt with the highest interest rate first. Looking at you, credit cards. This approach saves you the most money over time because you're slashing the costliest interest up front. It's math-driven, but requires patience because you might not see progress as quickly. Here's the thing, neither is wrong. The snowball keeps you motivated with early wins, and the avalanche saves cash long-term. If you're the type of person who needs a dopamine hit to stay on track, go snowball. If you're more of a spreadsheet warrior who hates wasting money at all, lean avalanche. Or toss a coin. The best method is the one you'll actually stick with. Me, I'm team avalanche. I'd rather stare down interest rates than let them quietly drain my wallet. But I've seen the snowball work magic for friends who need that "I did it" rush. Okay guys, your weekly barefoot challenge is to take action. Stop waiting for someday. You've learned the principles, now it's time to put them into practice. What's one small step you can take today? Pick one habit to focus on. Whether saving 10% of your income, tackling your spending, or cutting back on subscriptions, start with one thing. Master it, then build from there. After that, celebrate the wins, even the tiny ones. Did you save $50 this month? Celebrate it. Did you stick to your budget for a week? Awesome, celebrate that too. Momentum builds motivation. Okay, I clearly love this book, but let's talk about its weaknesses. The Richest Man in Babylon is packed with timeless wisdom, but it's not perfect. For starters, the old-fashioned language, thee, thou, thy, might make you feel like you've stumbled into a lost Shakespearean finance play.
To save or not to save? That is the question.
Pro tip, just mentally swap in the word you for thee, thou, or thy, and keep reading. Also, the financial advice focuses on the basics, which is great for beginners, but it won't dive into tax strategies, modern investing, or early retirement hacks. And since it was written nearly a century ago, don't expect tips on handling student loans, soaring housing costs, or navigating the gig economy. That said, if you're feeling overwhelmed by personal finance or unsure where to start, this book is a game changer. It's especially great for students and young professionals just starting their financial journey, beginners looking for simple, actionable steps to build wealth, and anyone stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle ready to take control of their money. If that sounds like you, don't let the Shakespearean vibes scare you off. The lessons inside can transform your financial future. The Richest Man in Babylon is more than a book. It's a mindset. Its timeless principles remind us that wealth building isn't about luck. It's about discipline, patience, and intentional choices. So, comment below, what's your next step? And what nonfiction title or topic would you like me to cover next? That's all for now. Take care, stay curious, and I'll see you next time. Okay, crazy timing. I literally filmed that video this morning and came out for a walk to get some fresh air. It's kind of a ritual of mine. Anyway, my husband just called me to say that they finally took the PMI off of our mortgage after months of fighting with them. So that issue has actually been resolved for us. Yay, God! Woohoo!